Right now it's 10:30. I will start the session. My name is Lawrence. As you can see from the title, I'm from ETD. So we talk about this term called with SLS and in SLS. So a lot of it will be with SLS lah, because SLS inside SLS will be able to generate interactive, but that is at the annex of my PowerPoint, which I emailed you. Synopsis was shared in the poster. Thank you. So in the poster, this is what I have written. Essentially, we'll be covering this part of the synopsis. I will not go through the details. So this is the poster. So you could have been very attracted by the poster. So we talk about Gemini. Gemini Pro 2.5 is one of my go-to to generate interface. Then I also created an AI zipper to help colleagues, because I keep getting requests from teachers like, hey, I have problem zipping files. So why my interface doesn't work when it goes to SLS? So I created this utility web app to help colleagues make their life easier with SLS. Okay. So then lastly, we'll talk about the Scorable interactive. Scorable in the sense that whatever the interactive captured can be pumped back to SLS and is recorded inside SLS. So there's a lot of pedagogical use for such a thing. So I just, what is the purpose of having interactive? Those of us who use interactive a lot, or maybe last time you are unable to make your own, but because of the recent development in AI, you are now a simulation developer. So one of the things about interactive is it is very good for, if you use the framing in ETD, in MOE, the key application of technology. So the natural alignment will be for conceptual change. So you can see on the screen what's on yellow. Conceptual change, replace the conceptual change. You can use tools like just a page or static images. These are not interactive. I mean, of course, you can design interactive to do that, but that's not the point. So typically, HTML5 interactive can use to amplify your teaching as a virtual lab, as manipulative. In mathematics education, we like to use the word manipulatives. Then if you want to, how you can even bring this to a high level is you can actually send this data back to SLS and then use AI to again analyze what the student have done, to analyze whether the student have exhibited E21CC. So I'll go to the live demo. So these are the screenshots. I will not go through the screenshot because it's quite non-interactive. So I will show you how you can go to Gemini. So let's say I go to Gemini. Let me duplicate. So this is how Gemini looks like. Let me go to a new chat. Okay, I will bring you through blow by blow how to do it slowly because I know some colleagues may be still wanting to see something really slow and instructive so that they can embark on this AI journey to make simulation quickly. So the first thing you need to notice is you need to log in using your icon. So you can see on my corner, this is my icon account. And you on a new chat, the first thing you need to do is you need to come inside this little square, this little prompt, turn on the tools. So you need to select Canva, okay? And then you can paste in certain words. So first thing you need to do is to copy something like this. Okay, it's called the system prompt. I'm sharing with you the goodies of my many months of research. Okay. Then later on, you copy something like this at the end to guide the AI to do the interactive that you want. So coming back here, I'm going to paste it inside the prompt. Right click, copy, Control A, Control V. Okay, can. So you can see that in this system prompt, I call it system prompt. Some people you can call it master prompt or whatever. So basically, you're telling the AI to role play as a web developer, and then all this is very important. You have to tell the AI that the files needs to be run without external libraries. This is very important because if you don't, you will always be those colleagues that come back to me and say, hey, Lawrence, how come my interactive cannot run properly in SLS? It's because of this problem, which is the AI doesn't know that you need to isolate it in SLS. SLS doesn't allow external libraries to be called in the interactive zip file. Okay. And then all these other comments, I leave it to you to read lah. But essentially, it is what I feel is some of the ways that we can make interactive superior to those that maybe school teacher they just generate using their own natural language, but it may not be customized to SLS because there's all this constraint. You know, in SLS when you develop something, it's always in a small, tiny little frame, right? So you need to prompt it such that it knows that if it's in a tiny frame, it is this size. If it is if it's in a full new tab, then it will be 90% of the view height, etc., etc. Okay, and then you can, so basically you just come to my PowerPoint, you just copy this, and then you can have the power that I've been researching on. Okay, so let me go back here. Okay, so if you click, so make sure, I think this is by default set for me to 2.5 Pro. So if you just click play, so after canvas is turned on, you just click play. Okay, so what I did was the same thing here. Okay, you can see that this is the same prompt. In AI prompting, the more information you can give, if it's very targeted, it's very good. So I decided to take 2 pictures and put it inside the prompt, and it will be able to generate something. So you can see that after it generate, because of the canvas, the canvas that you have selected, beside the code tab that you can see on the top, okay, it generates something. Okay, so you don't have to read in detail, but briefly you know that it's generating an interactive, about 1,000 line of code. Then you go to preview, because this preview will only appear if you use canvas. Okay, so you click on canvas, and magically, within a span of about maybe, I think, 2-3 minutes, Gemini 2.5 Pro can come up with something that works. Okay, then if let's say there are certain things that are out of place, or maybe it doesn't conform to your idea of how it should look like, then you just continue to improve by informing the AI. So the more targeted you are, the better the result will be lah. But essentially, in my interaction with Gemini 2.5 Pro, I never had a lot of problem making the interactive as well as the refinement. So initially, the combo, these 2 buttons were at the bottom. So I asked it to move it up. So you can see from my conversation. Okay, let me see. So the way to look at the interactive is you click on this tab here. Okay, then I will say, okay, move the play button somewhere else, move it up. And then because the first round of the interactive, it doesn't have the graphs. It didn't have the graphs. Let me just reset this. So it doesn't have the graph. So I wanted the graphs to appear. Because this is a physics lesson, sometimes you need multi-representation. So we will want the graph to be appearing. So if you click on it, you can see that it appears. Forgive the AI for the formatting, because it requires more prompting in order for it to appear nicely. Okay. So this is what you can do very quickly. You can see that I have asked it, and then it finally generates something that I want. Now, when you have something that you want, what do you do next? Correct? Typically, colleagues will tell me, oh, Lawrence, very difficult. I need to copy this. Then I need to copy this, Control A, Control C. Then so you copy this, then it becomes very difficult because some colleagues may find it difficult to save files in index.html, and then sometimes the Windows environment can even inject a new .html index the file extension for you. So a lot of problems. So that's where I say, okay, enough of all this problem. I created this web app that I was in my Google. I copy the code. Now I'm going to paste it inside here. Okay, I do a Control V in your computer, in your Windows. Okay, you paste in the code. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is you need to paste into the correct box. You don't paste it in the other 2 boxes. You always paste it in the HTML box. Then you click preview. Okay, what happens? What do you expect to happen when you click preview? Okay, it generates the preview below it. Okay, then you can actually play with it. You can click play. You can click on the checkbox. This preview is almost as good as the Gemini one. Okay, then some colleagues may say, okay, Lawrence, but I want to see how it looks like if I launch a full tab. Then I click on this button. Okay, so this is how it looks like in a full screen tab. Okay, so you all follow so far. Okay, go to Gemini, copy the code, paste it inside the AI zipper over here. Okay, then either preview or preview in new tab, doesn't matter. Then after that, once you're quite happy with it, then you click generate. Okay, then it creates this zip file for you automatically. You just need to click download. Okay, I click download. Okay, okay, so it has a one there. Okay, I'm gonna save it. Okay, so now if you go to SLS, how do I know that it works in SLS? I'm going to go to SLS. Okay, let's say I add a new tab after. Okay, so come here, either select this button or the other one for quick access. So normally I will advise using the text. Come inside the text box, click on it, invoke the paperclip, and after that, upload the file. Okay, I'm going to take my file. I'm going to drag it in. I do not know. Okay, I can't drag my file up there, but you can imagine now. I'm going to drag my file over now. Okay, I'm going to release it. Okay, I'm going to click upload. And test that it works. Okay, I think there's some slowness, but I think it's largely working. Okay, so this is how you can use Gemini together with the AI zipper. You can see that it's quite painless now. You don't have to fiddle with the unzipping. Thank you for the clap. Okay, so this is how it works lah. Okay, so this I think takes up 15 minutes really. Let me go on to the next part of the sharing. Okay. So you can go through all this. You can look at it again as a revision. Okay, I prepared some materials which I think is important as a HQ officer, I think, or school teachers. You may want to know some of the latest feature in SLS. So this is called the Scorable. We call it Scorable because it's affectionately going around in SLS. We call it Scorable. So this is a Scorable interactive. Okay, question. Remember, later I will do a live demo if I can. Then after that, you use other tools that you like. Okay, doesn't have to be Gemini, but Gemini is what I think is good enough for everyone. Then after that, okay, so I'm going to show you how you can make. Remember, we talked about this pedagogical framing where we want to. Now we have used Gemini. We have used the AI zipper. We made a zip, but then some people may say, Lawrence, this is still not good enough for me. How do I know what the student do? Wow, very strong question. So to answer that, SLS has actually developed a feature called Scorable Interactive. So I will show you now how you can do it. If I go to my slide, you can see that this tab, okay, when you get the PowerPoint, you just click on the picture, it will launch to your website. Let me see, where is it? Okay, this one. Okay, so maybe I just paste in the chat if you want. Innovative app that I've made to help colleagues quickly be able to make it scorable, because to make it scorable is quite painful because you need to know scripting and file management. So I created this web app. Again, I'm going to use a new tab. Okay. So the first thing is read the instruction. Okay. Then I'm going to take the file which I just made. Remember, I just made. I'm going to drag it from my computer. I'm going to drag it to the screen.
可以，谢谢。
Okay, drag it to the screen. Release it. Okay. It will say something like, okay, this file, based on this file, it has certain, the web app is telling you that I have a 60% confident that this quiz mode will work. Okay. Then if you click OK, then it will stick to quiz mode. If you like it, you can select to timeline. Okay. So for this case, I will select timeline, for example. Okay, timeline. This one, ignore. Then just click the button integrate. Okay. They say they detect something. Because this is my human judgment, I don't think the web app is correct. I'm going to cancel. Okay. And then I will accept I will continue to do a timeline. Then I click download. Okay. Then it will ask me to save the file. I will save the file. Okay. Now I'll go to SLS now. Okay. I will click a plus button to start a new tab. Remember, don't use this one. Don't use. Use the question. Remember, Scorable is a question. Okay. Then after that, go to free response. Select this thing called the interactive response assistant. Select it. Okay, now drop the file here. Okay, remember I just did some file. Let me see whether I can find it now. Okay, I got it. I'm going to drag the file from my computer. Okay, release it. Okay, notice the file name is different because I make my app add the word integrated at the beginning. Okay, then this bracket 1 is because this is a second file that was done. So I upload. Okay. Okay, again, you will see the interface roughly the same. Okay, do not play with the interactive here if you want to see the scorable happen. Okay, I say again, do not play. Okay, instead, you must save it, preview as student to see how the scores from the interactive are sent back to SLS. Because this only happens when there is actually student data. Okay, teacher data, I need to scroll all the way. Okay, let me just pretend to submit first. Submit, next, submit, next. I cannot progress. Submit, next, next. Because it's a normal interactive, so you can just next. This one is a question. So in this thing that I just uploaded, I'm going to click play. You can see this XAPI integrator automatically adds this thing that you can drag around. Okay. If there's something else at the bottom, you also can drag it. Then you can see if I click reset, okay, interaction become +1. So it is actually recording what the teachers, the student is doing. Okay. So I'm going to drag some messages. Okay. And then maybe change the coefficient of restitution. Maybe make it, okay, never mind. Let's let it finish. Okay. Then I click reset. You will see the interaction is actually adding, but the score is not adding. That means my web app is designed to only inject the files and the preliminary script. But because it is not AI powered, it cannot understand the context. So it can only give you some basic data analytics. Okay. So we will now click on this button called Save to SLS. Okay. Then click Submit. Okay. What do you expect to see if I click Submit? You should see something like this, right? This cannot happen if you do not do the question interactive response assistant. Okay. And now because of my XAPI integrator, you will have a simpler timer, something that can take out an hour, or maybe I do not know how much problem you have when you try to manipulate your AI. Maybe you're very skillful, then it will take shorter, maybe half an hour. But because I created this app, so now it actually see 1-2 minutes, then you already have something that already works. So this will be lowering the barrier to entry by a lot. So you can now use the AI. Okay. Because I don't have any more time, I just quickly show you what I mean. Okay. This is the almost the end already. Okay, almost the end. Then I quickly go on to Q&A. Okay. So this is the interface. This is the client board. So I will ask the client board something like this. I have this particular file, examine the file. The XAPI is already working, thanks to Lawrence. Then I want to now, because remember the score was not adding on its own, right? Okay, my web app cannot do it because it's a generic integrator. For interactive or school teachers, you need to give it the context which only the AI can read. So then you have to tell the AI, I want the score to +1. Okay, and then I want, for example, if the student do certain thing differently, because I don't want the same situation, then the student just keep pressing, can have multiple points. I want a different scenario, then can have 1 point. Then after that, I ask it to add any other analytics that will help me in 21cc. Okay. And then the AI went to work. It changed all the file on its own. Okay. And then it will come up with 10 steps on its own. It will come up with the 10-step AI agents. So it actually come out with all the things it need to do. It will cancel off by itself one by one. Okay, until it does, it is finished the last one. Then it will tell you that it is done. Okay, let me just scroll down to the bottom. Okay, then maybe say, for example, it will ask you to run certain command. Just agree. Okay, because this agent will ask you for permission. Okay, I think I would like to stop sometime soon. Okay, then after that, you will just work. After that, just zip the file and then upload to back SLS. Then you will see. Then you see something like this. Like I showed down here. So this is the one with the AI. Okay, with the X integrator. You will notice now the response is more targeted. If you can see, there are 19 interaction. Oh, this one is still wrong. Let me go to another one. Okay, this one is correct. There are 13 interaction by the student. The time lapse using the interactive is 40 seconds. Okay, not very illuminating. But the score is now correct now. 3 out of 5. Because I designed using the AI, I said, okay, I want only maximum 5 points to award in this task. So as the student do, they will, for every different task, they will get 1 mark. So then the thing is all recorded. You can see that this gives me a very detailed step of what the student did. This one is called a time stream. So at what time student click play, what time the student click play pause, and also and so on. Then 1 mark is awarded at this time, and so on and so forth. Okay. So with that, I think I will have 5 minutes for Q&A. So sorry that I've taken so much of your time, but I think we'd like to engage in some discussion so that I can thank you for all the clapping and all that. So is there any question